Greetings, everyone. I am mobile because my computer is doing its thing, so hopefully I'll be able to get on that soon. But until then, Six is in control.
Yay! May God have mercy on our souls.
May God have mercy on our souls. When we got
Tom,
sixes, you got to have 70s. We also have 70s. Rock fan here. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. I really would like to know where you took that photograph, though, and what you were doing at the time.
It was a really quick one time. I don't even remember.
I think he was playing with the vacuum.
That's what it was.
And we also have Culture Casino as well.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome. I hope you're. I hope you're ready for lots of information we didn't have on the Tuesday tirade.
Oh, some of it we did.
Oh, all right.
Most of it.
I don't know. Culture acts like we can't talk about something, like we're cheating on ourselves if we talk about the same topic on two different shows.
No, I think that's perfectly fine. But you know, Six held back all the best information for this show.
That may have been a bit of a tease.
Yeah.
I've been known to be a dick tease, so.
Okay.
I have
She
not.
probably just said that to try and make me or you feel better.
I did. Just a little bit. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Ooh, just a little bit. A little bit more.
A little bit. Just
now, I can't bring up these super chats. I can see some of, but you can. So the beauty is you'll be able to do that at least for now.
Yeah, clicky
clicky with the first one.
If you want to. I can't see too many comments here. We got Hope, Mr. Fayez. Am I saying that right?
I was going to say
really
phase.
Small.
Phase.
Hope everyone is doing well. What other consolidation does anyone see happening in streaming? Well, we were talking a little bit about that earlier, weren't we, Culture?
We were, yeah. I think that since we're going to start right off with what's happening with Showtime and Paramount, I think that kind of indicates that you will see a lot of these main linear channels kind of rolling in some of their other things. So I strongly suspect at some point Hulu and Disney Plus will eventually become the same unit. I'm not sure if that's too far in the future. I think some of the Comcast stuff's going to roll into one, but I think you're going to see Warner Brothers consolidate the most of any of the groups. And we started to talk about that on the Tuesday tirade, but if you guys want to chime in, I think TBS will likely go, TNT will probably stay, but I think it's going to be kind of like that. We're like, do we really need, multiple MTVs? Do we really need VH1 anymore? Do we need any of these other things? And some of these brands that are in, not only in Paramount, but also Warner Brothers version of the same thing. I think Discovery will roll up some of their channels. I think you're going to see consolidation, especially on the linear side, into digital packages. And the shows from that will still exist. They just may move to the newly consolidated channel. I don't know.
All right. I think you're right. That's a good point. I think on the other side, you'll start to see a lot of these streaming programs start to be broadcast on television a bit more. There'll be less of a separation between the two. And like you said, I think consolidation is probably in the cards because there's no sense in them having 10 channels that are identical. Like you said, you don't need 5 MTVs.
I didn't even know MTV still existed.
Well, sadly, yes, it does.
Yeah, but there are channels. There's music channels that have, you can listen to 80s music, 80s dance music, 80s pop music, 80s rock music, and I would love to see, country music. I would love to see channels like that had would play videos.
I think there's still a market for that. I would put that on and watch that all day. I'd just put it on and do stuff, and it's on in the background.
I think the market's there for it. What I think is, though, it's
problem is YouTube already does that for you, basically. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're right, Tom. I mean, it's too spread out, right? And that's ultimately what all these entities are going to do. I mean, I suspect that you'll see lots of shows kind of intermingle on various channels. I suspect that ESPN will have to, roll all their stuff into one element. I have a feeling that Hulu is going to be where everything kind of falls for Disney, but setting them aside, because they're a special circumstance. I think Paramount's got like some decisions to make beyond Showtime, because they control some channels that nobody watches. Right.
What I think is funny about this rumor we're going to get into, and that's kind of what the main topic is just how big of a channel Showtime is, and if this rumor is true, what that is going to signal for the future. And on the Warner Brothers side, as we pointed out too, and that's also in the title, so we can probably start there as well. I mean, they're dumping off over like 200 people.
Yeah. You're seeing consolidation in all these media companies like crazy. I mean, it's been happening rapidly across the board. Zaslav kind of had a plan going in. The guy over, what's his name? Babskik, Banamdik, whatever this dude's name is over at Paramount Global. He's got kind of a pretty solid plan, and the people under him have good plans, like, to not censor their stuff. You've got Disney kind of at a crossroads, because they still have a lot of Fox stuff that they don't really need. They could shed. So Comcast Universal is the only one who really started the ball rolling. They started firing people out of their news division like beginning of the year, or I should say laying people off. Same thing, you're fired. But you got more cuts coming over there based on rumors. So
Bob Backish is the guy you were thinking of.
Bob Backish, that's right.
Yeah.
I knew there was a lot of B's in there.
Yeah, Backish is one I'm not 100% on. He's not somebody I totally trust, but I think Brian Robbins, the guy coming in.
Robbins is the guy.
I think he's got the right ideas. But we'll get into that a little bit more here. What else we got on for super chats here, Six? We got Beat Bop Boop, if I can read that right. Sends in 449 and says, if you were Zaslav, would you keep the DC films or go back to the way it was pre-BBS? If they were to keep it, I'd want Todd McFarlane to head it. Well, that's an interesting question, and it's a lot to unpack there. I would not go back to the way it was pre-BBS, but I wouldn't continue the Snyderverse either. But that's just me personally. As far as Todd McFarlane, I don't think he wants to. I don't think he has any real designs on the movie or television side of things. He's just interested in the characters for comics and for toys and stuff. What do you guys think?
Well, he's been successful with, like you said, the toys and the comics, but how would that translate over to me? That's a whole different animal. So I don't know how. I mean, if you're willing to risk failing at something like that when he's so well known for and successful at what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can see him being in overall charge of art direction or of something, but in charge of an entire film division, I don't think that's his thing.
No, again, this goes back to a conversation that we've had a couple of times. I think you need a super producer. You need somebody of quality that's managed a lot of things, at the same time, or, especially on the film side, you need somebody who's done 2 or 3 film productions per year for a while to kind of feel like, they're going to be somewhat competent, and that's why, you get all these rumors around about, what's his nuts, Berlanti, but he really didn't shepherd any of the projects that he had to any kind of real success, especially all the recent projects. So I just can't imagine him doing the job. What do you?
I mean, he does have a production studio of his own, but it's with New Line, isn't it? The Spawn, where he makes the Spawn stuff.
That was the original film. I don't know who's producing. He did make, or he's working on a new Spawn film, but that's just it. I could see him maybe working on one project.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something that he's into and likes anyway, not taking on multi-year, multiple IP franchises. He might be into it, but he's never shown any desire to be into that.
Well, even with the rumor going around that they're talking to him or whatever's going on, I don't see him coming into DC. I see, if anything, DC being licensed out to him. And then him taking over the comic side of things and the toy side of things from there. That's what I see. Because there's no way he's going to come in after running his own company for all these years and want to be told what to do under some corporation.
Well, isn't that what Bob Iger's doing? With his new position with the Kirshner.
That one is a puzzling one, and I don't know if you want to touch on that real quick. I guess because this is the only other super chat we had, right?
I had started a couple comments about Rings of Power numbers that I thought we might want to discuss.
Okay, well, we can hold off on those for a minute because while we're on the subject, because Six, you brought this to my attention. Go ahead and give us a quick rundown of what's going on with Bob Iger now.
So Bob Iger, he's taken a new position with
mentor.
What?
Mentorship.
Yeah, he's not going to be full time with this company, but it's with one of the Kirshner brothers, not the more famous one. But it's going to be working in technology and medical, and not. It just seemed completely out of his wheelhouse. And so it brought to, when we were talking about Todd McFarlane, going from comics and toys to, movies and TV shows, I was thinking about Bob Iger because, and I understand that there's a lot of things in management and being an executive that are across the board can be the same, but it just seemed like such a different. I'm trying to find the article and I am riding a struggle bus.
Yeah, while you're looking for that, like as far as McFarlane goes, yeah, I mean, maybe, just maybe, I could see him trying to take on that kind of a challenge, and then that would be because him just going over and working on DC Comics would be like taking a pay cut and a downgrade and all these other things, whatever you want to put there. But now, if they were to actually give him DC films and he were to take that challenge on, maybe. And because I did say that, I said before, like, I could see them possibly going outside of movies or television to find somebody to run DC. I said maybe somebody in the gaming or toy industry, and then, well, McFarlane is technically in the toy industry, so
I just don't. That's a lot of projects to shepherd all at once, Tom. I know
it is, but at the same time, so is running a huge toy industry, or toy company where you have multiple IPs you're juggling constantly. I mean, I'm not saying that McFarlane would do a good job, but I can see if that is the case, and we're talking a big if that is the case, I could see that being something they could consider, and he would consider as a challenge going, to try something new.
Maybe.
I found the
sorry, go ahead, Six.
I was just going to say, I found the article about Bob Iger joining Josh Kushner's. Is that how you say it? Kushner?
Yep.
Yeah, Kushner.
I think I'm so used to hearing people mispronounce it because they don't like him. that I don't even know how to pronounce it correctly.
I didn't know Bob was hurting for money.
But I think he's.
I mean, why take another job after you just
taking
retire?
A nice.
That, or is he trying to stay relevant?
Yeah, so it says, wondering about Bob Iger's next move. Here's one. The former longtime Walt Disney chief is joining Thrive Capital as a venture partner, bringing his experience and expertise to bear in mentoring our founders as they build iconic companies spanning multiple industries, including healthcare, consumer technology, financial services, enterprise software, and more. So that's why I was like, that's totally different.
Yeah, he's getting into basically pharma and banking.
Yeah. He's diversifying his portfolio.
So he's becoming a politician without actually becoming a politician.
Well, no, actually, this would give him a lot of openings to enter the political realm a lot more quickly than just being the head of this, because he's now dealing with healthcare, he's dealing with computer technologies, he's dealing with merchandise, like he's dealing with a whole bunch of other departments that not all of Disney stuff overlaps with, aside from like the merchandising aspect of it. but now he's able to talk to lobbyists. He's able to talk to senators from various different states and governors and whatnot. Whatever reach that this company has with regards to computer technology and pharmaceuticals, he has now more access to. So he can learn what's going on the political side of things, and then from there gather enough information to, say, launch a campaign. I would probably say 4 to 6 years for running office in some regards.
He'll be way too old.
He'd be very old for it, yeah. But you know,
well, look
he's
what
got
we
the
have
excuse
now.
of the current commander in chief, past 80, and being a political.
Who knows what life extension technology he's been utilizing as well. So.
Well, yeah, he and Aunt Willow look really good. But look, Josh formed this company in 2009. It controls over $9 billion in assets currently. They had another capital raise. Tom looks sad.
Oh, his computer's
It's
rebooting.
still doing its thing.
Okay.
So here's
It's
the other
doing
part
what it
too.
does.
Are they using Iger to be the broker to buy other technologies for VC to acquire and expand?
That's more likely, because consider, I mean, he shepherded, and actually, Script, I know you know this, but he shepherded not only Disney Plus into existence, but Apple Plus into existence simultaneously.
And all my worst nightmares into existence while you're at it.
Yeah, he's responsible. He's responsible for a lot of technology. He had an interesting amount of reach into the intelligence community for a period of time. There's a lot of things I could go into the background on, but that might expose some information I don't want to get out there right now. But it's just he's got, as you mentioned, Script, he's got reach in a lot of other places already. So he actually can help Josh and kind of maybe give him some other directions, because again, if he wants to remain culturally influential, what better partner than somebody who has $9 billion to spend on, a cultural influence.
Well, not only that, I mean, that money's just going to grow.
Yeah.
Regardless of inflation, it's still going to grow. And if Bob Iger knows how to do one thing, it's buy other properties. So if basically a VC firm is looking at other technologies to incorporate into their infrastructure, Bob Iger's the guy that's probably going to be like, well, this is how you get them.
Yeah, you're right. He does like to shop more than a woman.
He's a spender. That's the thing. He's not a bill. He's the trophy wife with the credit card. That's what he is. So yeah, I can see him.
I'll take a Pixar and a Marvel and a Star Wars.
Well, but here, think of it this way: you have a man who's made millions upon millions of dollars in his tenure at Disney. And he should basically, once he was done with as being the chief executive officer, he could have just retired and then started a small production company and made a bunch of boutique films and stuff that still kept him relevant, kind of an adjacent to not New Line, but the Weinstein Company without the controversy. He could have done that and been very, very powerful in Hollywood. But instead, he decides to technically leave Hollywood and go into industrial marketing, essentially.
Yeah.
For software
he is playing in the venture capital. Let's just be honest. He's playing in the venture capital field. He's already been doing it himself to a smaller extent, but this gives him access to somebody else's wallet. And, he must have seen that aligning himself with the ambassadorship for China was going to be detrimental to him in many ways, including politically, because he was supposed to, under Biden, his consolation prize was supposed to be the ambassadorship for China. Just FYI.
I would just like to praise Six for inventing the word diversitizing, which I think is a great word.
Did I? Oh.
Yes. Diversitizing.
Oh, that's a new one, yeah.
Yeah, it's like divesting yourself of the original thing while simultaneously, fracturing it into a million.
More than diversifying.
What Hollywood has been doing with their diversity groups is diversitizing.
Diversitizing. Midnight's Edge has invented a new word now, and that is going to enter
diversitizing
the next level.
Accessories.
Yeah.
Because I'm a woman, I like to accessorize.
Yeah, the chat's actually making mention of a new wave filmmaker that passed away recently.
Yeah, Jean-Luc Godard.
Oh yeah, Jean-Luc Godard.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like thinking that was Picard. No, I'm just kidding.
Jean-Luc. He's a robot now, so he's not gonna. He's an android.
He
already
ripped
it.
He only shuts down.
Well, he already ripped it. Let's just be honest with you.
Yeah. Well,
diversitizing, using people of various ethnicities in a hollowed out form, even though they have no differential of thought. Diversitizing.
That's right.
Wow. We now have a definition.
Spell it.
Yeah, well done. Yes. Get Webster's. Get that in Webster's.
Write that
I feel like I'm at a spelling bee now.
Somebody transcribe that point, because I'm not near a keyboard at the moment right now.
We'll have to clip it later. Yeah.
So somebody asked, what are the channels that Paramount Global actually owns? You have CBS, Dabble Network, Phase TV, and obviously they got rid of the CW. You have MTV, MTV2, MTV Classic, MTV Trace, which is now which was MTV3, MTV University or College, which is MTVU, MTV Live. Then they have Country Music Television.
Jesus Christ, they got more MTVs than I thought. I was joking with MTV5.
No, there's a lot of them.
It's like the BBC.
You have Country Music Television, CMT Music, and you have Comedy Central, Logo TV, which used to be VH1 Mega Hits. You have Nickelodeon, Nick at Night, Nick Jr., Nick Music, Nicktoons, and Teen Nick. You have the Paramount Network, which used to be Spike TV. You have TV Land, VH1, BET. Now wait, here we go. You have BET Gospel, BET Her. I guess that's chick centric. You have BET Hip Hop, BET Soul, and BET Jams. Now,
no BET Wakanda.
Now, well, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't have the trademark for that one.
But I'm not done yet. You have Showtime, which has a, obviously its tentacles stretched to the movie channel, which is another channel. You have Flicks, you have Pop, never heard of that, and you have the Smithsonian channel.
There's a bunch of Showtimes you're missing there too. And the thing is, with a lot of those channels you mentioning, a lot of those are like satellite only channels. So let's be real. That's what I remember when I had satellite. Like I had 12 different channels that I never would normally have because, they're just different variations.
Right. But you also had, cable. Cable had those as well.
Eventually they did catch up with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the Americas because they.
But my point is Showtime is a bigger deal to get us into the main topic though. But
Indeed.
The thing is across that board, all those channels you just said, aside from number one, they're all going away. I guarantee you. There's no reason for them to keep 5 different variations of VH1, BET, MTV, Nickelodeon. There's no sense in it. They don't need
the cable packages they're not getting as much money from them anymore, so they'll have to downsize because those channels would have their individual price point that the cable providers would pay for to the networks to distribute to the clientele. But if the clientele starts to cutting the cable as they are doing with every 5 years, you get another 15% of people are no longer subscribing to cable. Eventually they're not going to have the funds to even afford it. So they'll have to consolidate those networks into a single channel. And on top of that, how much of it is the same content just being, duplicated across all of those stations?
Bingo, which is exactly what I said earlier on Culture Stream and at the beginning of this stream, which was basically where I was saying, like, yeah, you're going to start seeing a consolidation of all the content itself to where there'll be a little bit of a blurred line as to where the network stuff begins and the streaming stuff ends.
Yep.
And then you already have a situation where I brought up earlier that you can watch the live network feed on most of these streaming apps already, as far as like Paramount Plus, I can watch CBS on there and so on. Yep. And then on the other side of it too, you have where you were just saying script, and this is what I said earlier on Culture Shows, it's going to get to a point where you're not going to have enough subscribers to justify the cost. Because as you said, the less subscribers there are, the more the cost is going to go up. And when you have 500 channels literally and only 5,000 customers to pay for that, that's going to cost like $200 a month per bill. Nobody's going to pay that.
You kidding? In most countries that it's not the United States, it costs $200 a month for cable just to have the 500 channel package. Right. It's going to go up 3 or 4 times that in the next 10
Well,
years.
yeah, I mean, in that respect, yeah, because I don't even know what the price is anymore. Last time I had cable, it was in the 70s. So if that tells you anything, I don't know what it's at now.
1970s, you weren't even born.
Well,
No, like $70 range. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
so
I think that's for like
somebody
not even your
mention
half
my
your
name?
basic right now.
yeah, I would have to go back because I did a video when I canceled my DirecTV. I mean, the amount of money that I saved per year by canceling DirecTV and all of the sports packages, all of the movie packages, all that stuff, because I had everything, was astronomical. Thousands of dollars a year.
I think my dad has like a base package with like one of the sports deals, and I think they pay like $129 a month for DirecTV now.
Oh, it's probably grandfathered in. As long as they don't change it, they're good.
That's about what I pay.
It might go up. It might be more than that now. I know he gripes about it from time to time.
My internet is more expensive than that.
Yeah, I'd canceled.
Well, I pay about
cable long ago and put that money into internet, the best internet I could get. That's the way to go. But
yeah, likewise.
Yeah,
I don't. Like I said, I mean, it's
okay.
Change
change 200 to 400 then.
No,
my point still stands.
No, it does.
It's going to be very expensive. Yeah,
it's going to get worse, as Script Doctor was saying, and I think as much as I'd like to agree with Pilgrimania, who just sent a super chat. You're still going to have a landline of some sort to deliver most people's internet, at least.
Well, this is what we were talking about earlier, culture, right? Like we see a lot of these companies kind of cutting out the middleman in between. Like, first of all, why are these networks going to broadcast over the air, going through all this trouble dealing with cable companies when it's already being broadcast as through the internet, right? They use everything is internet now. Cut out the middleman there. You just no more cable.
The only thing that you really see, the existing cable infrastructure is easily adaptable for internet lines. The benefit is that the satellites the dishes that are there for basically overseas transmissions will be all repurposed for overseas transmissions as opposed to just airwave broadcast, because it will always be through underground cable. That's the other part too that I think was really smart, especially in Canada. They made all of their fiber stuff several feet underground, so moisture, nothing can get to it short of an earthquake. could damage those lines.
Yeah, because at this point now they're basically going extra steps to be able to give you cable, as opposed to where if it was all streamlined and these cable companies were only internet providers, it would cost them a little money in the front run, but in the long run, everybody's going to save money in the end.
It really isn't. I mean, I'll just be, like you don't need a rebroadcast center anymore. You don't need any.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it'll all even itself out eventually. Yeah.
And we still have fiber for days that is completely untouched in this country. Like that's just not being used in any way.
But the that's where somebody needs cable over the cable over satellite or Wi-Fi is the fact that weather will not interfere with it.
Well.
That's what Starlink has to try and figure out.
Well, that's the other thing is we got rural areas yet that still need high-speed internet.
Well, but this is a fun thing. All right, so that's a temporary problem, Script, and the reason it is a video I released today on my channel. Starlink will finish launching its 12,000 satellites by the end of 2025. And they are planning to add 30,000 more pending regulatory approval. So they will have 42,000 satellites.
In addition to what they already have out right now.
In total.
They have a few hundred, right?
No, they have over 3,000 satellites right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if they have that much coverage, this is the one thing with any type of signal transmission. You get a thunderstorm in an area, it doesn't matter how many other satellites you are around it. That whole thing is going to be disrupted. Not going to be
terrestrial. Yeah, that's terrestrial.
Not be muted, but disrupted. Yeah.
Yeah. You would still have it. You could still have it. It depends on the power value, right? Because you can punch through anything with the right signal strength. But
and there are many areas that will not be that badly affected by that kind of weather.
Yeah, I mean,
certain areas.
You may have a cell that goes over you that maybe knocks you out for 20 minutes, but 20 minutes once every what?
I had satellite for quite a few years, and my dad's had it now for even twice as long. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, very rarely did we have many issues, unless you're somebody who's in a really shitty position.
Yeah.
In a place that really has, because even on the worst of storms, very rarely would it go out.
Yeah, because only if you actually knock out a dish will you lose like a landline, cable or fiber internet.
So what is he getting on that, Tom? What does he get on that? I mean, is it a specific provider, like in the UK, it'd be something like Sky Television? Is it?
Oh, he has DirecTV.
It's DirecTV is the
or
provider.
Dish, DirecTV or Dish Network,
or Dish Network. Okay,
yeah.
Right.
But those
I wanted to make a comment about this, and thank you, Physical Media, for the $2 super chat.
I was going to say, did we even get to read Pilgrim Media's thing? Sorry,
yeah, we've had a bunch of them come in. So,
Pilgrim Media, thank you for the $2 super chat. The whole physical cable model is going away. And another thing that these companies need to keep in mind is that you've got a generations of people, I don't know, in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, who are not going to deal with different technology. So even if they have it, nothing changes as far as their cable. Just the streaming. My mom cannot get the whole streaming thing. She still holds on to her cable, and I still hold on to my cable because I like to turn on CNN and see what's going on in the news, or Fox, or what, or whatever.
You said that with a straight face.
Or, well, no, I'm laughing because I realized.
No, but I've made this point before too. Yeah, because my dad's the same way. There's no way he's ever going to do anything streaming.
Yeah, I mean, I had to walk my parents in prior to my grandfather passing away. I walked him through the whole process of streaming. Now, my grandfather was, still with it, so he got it pretty fast, and he wasn't unfamiliar with computing. But yes, we will eventually end up with terrestrial wires and things like that disappearing because there won't be any reason for them, other than backup. So as far as normal people utilizing those spaces, it'll be limited. You will still have data transmission and telco transmission through fiber, but it'll be limited, and it'll only be there as a backup. And all you're doing is building out redundancies. That's what these.
But there's a use for those redundancies, because the thing is, they will be needed in any type of emergency event. That's kind of the thing. That's why there was, unfortunately, it failed up in Canada, but that's why there was a lobby to try to maintain the landline infrastructure in Canada, because the way it was organized, it essentially became non-power dependent, meaning that if there was a blackout, you could still use the telephone, because if there was a little bit of power anywhere else in the rest of the country, it would the phone does not require much of any power at all to use.
And that was today's video as well, Script. And I know you've been working, so you haven't seen it. But, Apple announced that they are going to have satellite access in emergencies for their phones with the new iPhone 14, which it's very limited. It's through Global Star, and you can watch the video to understand why. But T-Mobile announced a partnership with Starlink, and they're going to try to deliver emergency phone calls via Starlink. So you won't need a sat phone anymore here in the future to actually utilize that network, which is fascinating to me.
I think there may still be legislative things that drive the retention of free-to-air, if you want to call them that, television programming in certain countries, that certain channels will still be available either through some kind of cable delivery or even free-to-air transmitted over the air as they are today. You can still stick an aerial up on the roof of your house and get multiple free channels. There could be legislative reasons that would continue.
Maybe in the UK, but in the US, that is so far and few between. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off.
I'm thinking more of the rest of the world.
Well, no, this is a good point though, 70s, because what bothers me about it, and I brought this up when I was just trying to watch the Oscars earlier this year. Six knows what I'm fucking talking about. I'm like, this is bullshit. There's no reason that that I cannot watch network television for free. I live in an area that's too far away to get it over the air. But yet I can't get to it online without having a fucking cable subscription or a dish subscription. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
Well, your service provider should allow you to get it, and it's basically over the internet with ads, just like it is on network. That should be the common sense approach.
There should be a basic package that anybody in the country could access, no matter their circumstances.
And Joey's lighting up the chat with Starlink info, and the 12G bandwidth isn't weather impaired as much as you would think, and he says through hailstorms they really only have like minor second interruptions rather than minutes of interruptions, so that's significant.
That's great, but I do know that the bit rate is still, they're almost ready for gigabit transfer on Starlink. I've heard of that. Right now it's still like in the low-end megabits, I think.
They're knocking it. Well, it depends. I've seen 300 megabits down.
Oh wow!
So is Starlink purely going to provide internet service, or is it going to provide some kind of programming as well?
It wouldn't surprise me if he's actually planning for that. See, the only reason you would build a global net like what he's doing is to pretty much deliver everything out of one house.
Yeah.
You know, and not only that, his tech's getting better and better, and you know he's got his program, his rockets, everything he's got going on is vastly superior to anything anybody else is doing right now. So,
well, speaking of stars, let's get through some of these super chats.
Yes.
Kitty Bear Stephen Paul, who's been a member for 15 months at the Maximum Effort Puppy, says Imperfects from Netflix, Mad Science, Superheroes, and Conspiracy. My personal favorite characters are Finch and Chuppy. I have not seen that.
Never heard of it.
Kitty Bear's a great guy. Supports a lot of channels.
He's awesome. Yeah. Anybody seen?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Never heard of it.
No, he suggested it to me yesterday, so I'm going to try and look into that one. Yeah.
I got to finish Cobra Kai first before I get to anything. I'm 3 episodes in, and it's so good.
Hello, Nick.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Nick.
Hey, Nick. It is good, isn't it?
Hey, Dr. Nick.
Just the 3 episodes alone, and I not one to say these words, but this early in, I am absolutely over the moon. I can't believe I'm saying it this early. I'm like, man. I'm like now anxious.
Is a fucking orgasm,
dude. I'm kind of freaking out right now. Like I need to finish the rest.
Just wait, Nick. This season is like one long fucking orgasm. It's just
it's satisfying, but it's so satisfying. But at the same time, it also feels like there's definitely a lot more to tell.
Oh yeah, there's more threads open. Definitely.
Yeah, Tom was really lighting up the shorts. With his,
I got a lot of people pissy with me about that.
Why?
You're spamming my fucking YouTube.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, really? I thought it'd be like everyone is. Tom's like, well, Cobra Kai season 5, episode 3, things getting pretty hot. Cobra Kai season 5, episode 4. Wow, things getting pretty hot. Like that.
I can't say nothing else because everybody like spoilers, motherfucker.
Yeah.
How is it possible to spam a service with billions of videos on it? You can't spam something with billions of videos on it. It's impossible.
And then you did one short that had it was footage from the show. That got a few thousand views, didn't it?
That was nuts. Yeah, that went viral somehow, but that was just the Mike fucking Barnes bit. That's all that was.
Yeah. Can I get a 6 was right?
6 is always right. When are you wrong?
Well, because I've been pushing you to do the.
I was just trying to think of things to do. I never said you were wrong.
Well, I have a short coming out here shortly.
Ooh, he's got a short.
Short. What's the topic? Can you give us a spoiler?
Little Mermaid.
His mermaid's little.
Yeah.
He has a short Little Mermaid. Ugh, that's kind of gross because she's like
he has a merman. He has a merman.
A merman.
So is this real that the movie got leaked online already? I haven't had a chance to check into it.
Really?
I don't know.
I'm worried about like the China trailer. I saw a clip from this image of that, and it looks terrible.
Giant?
No, a trailer that was altered for the Chinese audience.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Never mind. The one where they made her more light-skinned, I'd say, or whatever.
And they altered her nose.
I do not know.
There's something up with her forehead though, because I've seen in a lot of stills.
She has a 5 head.
She has what?
5 head.
Well, it's like she has like a steel plate in the front of her with like dimples. I sound like I'm being a really catty bitch now, but it really looks like it. When I first started seeing the stills, it looked like they were altered, like to make her look like she got dirty.
Oh yeah, I
don't have a picture to pull up, so I can't
know what you're talking about now.
She doesn't have a weird forehead like that guy in Cobra Kai who was eating the peppers. Like that was an
alien dude, forehead. That was
that dude was like an alien.
Dude, That guy didn't look real. I'm like, man, what is this thing? I was actually
Why
expecting.
do you have ridges there and you're not being a Klingon?
Hey, we got.
I got Ekamos. Hang on. Here, hold on. I got to get out rid of the other one.
Oh,
Ah! There we go.
wow,
There.
that was fun.
I know.
Woo.
Hi, Fab. Welcome to the internet.
Finally.
Okay. See y'all later.
Where are you going? She can't leave. I was going to show off my new shirt.
Johnny number 5.
He's pissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Your mother was a snowblower.
Number 5, alive.
I'm
Wow,
Andre.
they're not Andre.
I am Andre. I am here to tell you all about the show. Cobra Kai is amazing. Greatest television show ever.
Chosen's so good in this too.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
Where did 6 go? Did she run off? She have to go potty or what?
No, I'm here. I'm just having a mental breakdown.
Oh, you're fine. You did great. Yeah, for those who don't know, 6 was running the show. She did a great job. Give her a round of applause. Everybody put 6s in the chat. She did a great job. She even got everything up there. She got what? There you go. 6. See, you get a 6. Look at that.
Right.
Scripture, the
And
boss.
it's not even his middle finger.
I was gonna say, does Scribno I give the bird with those? I would love to see what that's like.
I haven't animated that yet, but I should.
He's getting there.
Please.
It's terrifying.
there.
Like I feel like I'm gonna burn down the channel or something.
No, you did beautiful.
You're all nuts.
Everything
You're
looks
doing
actually it
fine.
looks clean in here. You must have picked up a little bit.
I did. I vacuumed and I did a little suctioning.
Oh wow.
Oh, you needed that meme from Ghostbusters 2 where Pete Venkman's like, she
Oh
cleaned.
no, she cleaned. Did you see this the shirt? My what was the
Collection of
shirt?
shirts.
I can't remember which shirt he was looking for. She's like, whatever. He's like, I have a varied levels to clean to dirty. Okay.
Not just 2. There's many subtle layers. See the shirt? Throw it outside for 10 minutes. Good
It's
enough.
fine. I got this from Joe, and we're not going to ask how. Who got it from I got it from a girl who got it from Joe. Now we're not going to ask how. But I would appreciate it if you would not hose this down.
Give it your own personal rinse.
Do you mind if I put him down?
Put them down.
You're
Ugly.
short, your belly button
Sorry.
sticks out too much, and you're a terrible burden on your poor mother.
That's it. Yeah. I haven't seen the second one as much as the first one. That's the problem. Okay. Well, let's see here. What do I got? We got this, but we had a few things here in the starred chat. It looks like we'll get to the Lord of the Rings stuff in just a few minutes. But we've got Mexican Iron Man here. Wait, we had Seaman before that, though, didn't we? Seaman says with $5, the industry realizing that writing quality matters. Most writers' rooms seem just utterly terrible lately.
No.
Are they yet? All scripts just said no. I'm going to go by what he
There's
said.
a handful of great shows out there out of the 500 to 600 that are being produced, and clearly they do not care about There's a lot of great writers that are not working right now, which is just a travesty.
Yeah.
But, it is what
Now,
it
is
is.
it because they're the wrong color, or is it because they're just
maybe to that? I don't know 100%. I do know some of them have certain opinions that are not revered.
I guess that was my next guess. Yeah.
I will say this though: is like every show should be competing to try and be better than Cobra Kai, and they're not.
Even at its worst and cheesiest, I can't even I'm trying to think of things that I can complain about with it. It's like really, there's only one technical thing I can really bitch about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You probably do. But yeah, Seaman, I hope soon they realize this. And as long as shows like Cobra Kai are successful and we have more movies like Top Gun happen, eventually things are going to change here. And we're starting to see a bit of change like this on screen here. We're going to get to in just a moment. But Mexican Iron Man sent us in $20 from his deathbed. How are you doing, Mexican Iron Man? Hopefully you're still alive. He says,
For the love of God, I'm lying flat on my back on NyQuil, listening to the show with no voice, and my ears have to listen to Iger news again. I'd rather hear about Alf than this frickin' guy. Ugh. This is a CEO, Karen Iger. You know whose birthday it is today, Mikey, that you missed?
Uh-oh. There's a few birthdays today. But which one do you know of?
It's my birthday. Guess what I'm doing?
Oh, no.
Congo and cocaine.
Who's doing
Hell
Kathy
yeah.
Kennedy?
Not my wife. That's the last thing I'm doing. I might get the birthday blowjob.
Today is the anniversary of Moonbase Alpha separating from the Earth.
That's right.
That is not a
That's
coincidence, sir.
That happened 23 years ago.
That's right. That is
That
right.
was
And
a hell
Barbara
of a
Bain's
birthday.
birthday is today too, as well. If she was still
Oh,
around.
I blew that shit into outer space and fucked it all up.
Never forget Moonbase Alpha. Never forget.
Oh,
I'm an
I'd
alpha.
love to have revisited that series one, like
Snowy
just
Congo.
writing wise.
So yeah, I'm gotta go back. I gotta go to my birthday party. See kids later. I just wanted to say hello. It's been a while. Heard you talking about my buddy Bobby. I heard they Ellen horned him.
They horned him.
He got Ellen horned. That's what I
There's
heard.
another man who needs to retire.
He got stuck in there. He's just doing stupid stuff. Hey, I gotta
Wish
go.
I could be part of your world.
I'm so glad I'm not part of this world.
I've never heard Culture sing so much, not on a karaoke stream
This
as
is
I have
true.
today. I think he misses it.
He does. The bug is bugging him. Aria,
You could sing some Megadeth. It's Dave Mustaine's birthday.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's 61.
He's 61. Oh, he's even older than me.
61.
He's older than me. Good.
Hello,
stuff.
me. It's me again.
You can subdue, but never tame me.
It's me again. Fell in love with you again.
Sweating bullets.
Bullets.
That's not the right song.
And then his answer to Enter Sandman was "Go to hell."
Yeah, DS, go to hell. I love go to hell.
Bury me now, 6 feet. There my body lies.
Oh, I love go to hell. I love
Go
it.
to hell.
So good. So far, so good. So what?
I saw my funeral that day.
Yeah. You know,
So many who didn't show and mourn.
He spoke about those lyrics when he used to practice that type of stuff. Like, you know, he was on Rogan a few weeks ago when he used to conjure up hexes and all that stuff.
He probably raised a few Cthulhu at his time.
Because obviously he doesn't do that stuff now because he became a born again Christian about what 15.
He's not even in the band anymore because we were just talking about that, right? Like they had a big blow up and now.
Oh, with Ellison. No, Ellison.
I thought he owned the name to the band though. That's where I was confused.
Mustaine did, but no, Ellison there.
Oh, he left. That's right. Okay, so Mustaine's still there, right?
Oh, he's still there. He will always be there.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, when you told me that, I'm like, wait a minute, because I know there was the big blow up, but okay.
Metallica have never been the same since Dave Mustaine left.
Oh, Metallica. Let's be real. They haven't been Metallica since the Black Album, man.
Well, I'd say even further back. Injustice.
Yeah, you could make an argument. I'm not going to disagree with you there, but I do like things in the Black Album that were. But that is a very commercial album. I'll give you that. That is probably the beginning of the.
It's like Iron Maiden. It's never been the same since Paul Di'Anno left.
See, I like Power Slave, so I won't apologize.
Much of a Maiden fan. I mean, I know a few of their songs, but. Anyhow, we got a member chat from Thomas Mess, who's been a member for 3 months at the minimum effort puppy level. Thank you, Thomas Mess. And then we got Pilgrim Media, who says you can get internet in the middle of the Sahara, but not in the middle of Wisconsin. You can't. Unfortunately.
Well, look, Starlink is pretty much global at this point. They are only going to increase in what they're going to deliver.
Do you guys remember the Quartering was just pissing him on about this stuff? He's not joking. It is difficult as fuck to get internet around here if you don't live in town. And I live in town and I still have a hard time with it.
He just wants fiber. That's what he wants.
Does it matter?
Well, you're not going to get fiber from a satellite yet.
I'll tell you right now,
soon.
every time I checked in the satellite, they even got to the point where they're like, dude, I don't know if it can handle what you needed to do. Like, they were at least being honest with me about that. Hopefully, if they've gotten better, great. But I would like to believe we're going to get to that point. I'm not trying to argue with you, Culture. I'm just saying. I'm coming from experience here, man. Like, I was dealing with 3 megabyte upload all week last week for some fucking reason. That's why I was having so many issues streaming the last week.
Okay. With a little bit of investment, I can get people internet that think that they can't get internet, but that's fine.
What's a little bit of an investment?
Couple $300.
All right. As Six says, you can get fiber from fruits and vegetables. This is true. Not the kind of fiber we're looking for, though. Pilgrim Media says, I live with my 84-year-old mom, and I am the keeper of passwords, upgrades, apps, recording programs, etc. Yeah. It's kind of like we were the ones who programmed our parents' VCRs as well.
Yeah. I still in that. I'm the guy that goes and fixes when the ring messes up or some crap.
Pilgrim Media says the big problem is low Earth orbit clutter. Oh, there's that. That's true. Too. Zax has been a member for 14 months at the minimum effort level. Thank you for that. And Pilgrim Media is now a member. What level did we have?
Congo level.
Congo. Oh, wow. What do we give for a Congo video? Let's see here. We're going to give you an Oscar-winning puppy. There you go. And not only that, we're going to give you an Act Natural. Because that's my new favorite.
Hey, excuse me. Nada. Are you doing dishes? I hope so.
I love that.
That was so awesome.
That dog, I tell you.
Are you doing dishes?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
My tongue.
Wait a minute.
I'll go get more.
Wait, can you play that voice again? Because that sounded suspiciously like Six.
It did.
What? Hey, excuse me. Nada. Are you doing dishes? I hope so.
A little too deep for Six, but close.
I hope so.
That's pretty close.
She said a little deep. There's
close.
no such thing, baby.
I love that show.
Did you guys see the new one yet?
Oh, I watched it last week. Yeah, it's
There's
so
gonna be
good.
no need for shoes. It'll be a shoeless world, baby.
Is that the kidney one?
Yeah, it's the second part.
Dude, I love that the Winger
prom.
kid came back. The Winger kid came back. I'm like,
I know. I didn't want to spoil it for anybody, but like, there's a cameo from an older character who's old. It was hilarious.
Who has a great life and then does the dumbest thing.
You got any kidneys from anybody who doesn't suck?
Only one in the whole state.
Do you want to see if your kidney matches your friend's? No. Like, if your friend doesn't get a kidney, he's gonna die. Oh.
You know, it feels nice to actually like.
If I don't see a Beavis, I'm just gonna let you know I did your mom.
This is the last thing, I was like, if this is the last thing I ever say to you, I just want you to know I did your mom.
Between Cobra Kai, Primal, and Beavis and Butthead, it's nice to be enjoying TV consistently. I'm just saying, it's awesome. It's a great
my other favorite line I'm gonna probably use at some point in MEAD Radio is the only place you can be in America anymore is Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, I can't wait for Thursday
Need some
morning.
of this DDT.
Oh God, the DDT.
Butthead, Cobra Kai, and Rings of Power.
That was amazing. That was seriously amazing.
It's Spanish and it has flies on it. Beavis, there's a Spanish fly. What's that?
Bring it to prom. Oh man, it's so good.
I don't even have to thank us.
It's nice to do something charitable for once.
It's just as nice to do something nice. Anyway, so this is let's finally get into the big topic here. Paramount is considering shutting down Showtime and migrating its content to Paramount Plus. This is a big fucking deal if this is true, because Showtime is one of their flagship channels, and as you know, it's a big money, bringer inner or whatever you call it.
It's the HBO competitor.
It is the HBO. It's a main HBO competitor.
It's a major yield.
So if this is happening, that's where I would say don't be surprised if all these other smaller channels start going away one by one. So let's read this real quick. Is the show going to be over for Showtime? Paramount Global is having early discussions about shutting down Showtime as a standalone service and migrating its slate of premium content into its flagship streamer, Paramount Plus. Now, of course, this is coming right on the heels of us hearing that they were going to combine their Showtime streaming service with Paramount Plus, if you guys will remember correctly from recent reports. According to a Wall Street Journal report citing anonymous sources, so do take this as rumor, folks, but Paramount has supposedly broached the idea of shuttering Showtime in talks with at least one major pay TV partner, per the report. According to company insiders, there are no imminent changes being contemplated for Showtime brand. However, sources confirmed to Variety that the media conglomerate is floating the prospect of combining Paramount and Showtime as part of a long-term discussion with distributors. That was what I was just talking about. Meanwhile, next week, Sky Showtime, a joint venture between Comcast and Paramount Global, is launching in the Nordic countries of Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Sweden before expanding into the Netherlands in Q4. In a statement, Paramount did not directly address the question of whether Showtime will continue to exist long-term as a separate service. We are always exploring options to maximize the value of our content investment by giving customers access to great Paramount content through an array of services and platforms, blah, 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 blah. Word salad, word salad, word salad. I'm not going to tell you the truth, this rep said. Basically, that's a non-denial denial of a non-denial of I'm not going to confirm of what we're doing, but it's true. So I'm going to go with, they're going to probably shut down Showtime. The Wall Street Journal also comes less than a month after Paramount combined Paramount and Showtime into this is what I was talking about here, into a single merged service, letting subscribers access content from both streamers in one place and offering discounts of up to 33% on Paramount Showtime bundle through October 2nd. Showtime's popular shows include Billions, Yellow Jacket, The Chi, and Dexter New Blood. Fall premieres on the premium service include American Gigolo, Let the Right One In, and The Return of Your Honor and the L Word Generation Q. So there's your answer for what they do actually have anymore worth of shit. Then it looks like they got 2 movies turned into series and another revival. Content on Paramount Plus includes series like 1883, Halo, Star Trek Discovery. I can't even say it. And Secret Headquarters with common originals this fall, including Tulsa King, On the Come Up, Criminal Minds, Wolfpack, 1923, and The Return of the Good Fight, and SEAL Team. Don't forget Beavis and Butthead, and of course The Offer.
Indeed.
In announcing Q2 earnings, Paramount said that Paramount Plus now has 43.3 million paid subscribers. Not bad. A net add of 3.7 million for the June quarter, including 1.2 million disconnects in Russia. We do not want your Paramount Plus here.
Those were positive disconnects, though.
We want Netflix and only Netflix. Netflix is the king. Anyway, what was I here? The company's total streaming subscribers globally reached 63.7 million in the second quarter, a gain of 1.7 million, meaning the company's other direct-to-consumer services dropped 2.4 million subs overall. In other words, a lot of math. Paramount
sorry, Tom. When it says the company's total streaming subscribers, does that mean Paramount Plus and Showtime?
Yes, because they've always combined them.
Yep. Right, yeah.
And now they're one and the same. Yep. So moving on here, in Paramount does not. Okay, dog. Jesus, neighbor dog's going nuts. Paramount does not break out the number of subscribers for Showtime, or that was your answer, its other direct-to-consumer services. According to a company source, Showtime streaming subscriber numbers have more than tripled over the last 3 years. which tells me that they're getting more subscribers on their streaming service than on their actual network. Meanwhile, Paramount recently inked a deal with Walmart, under which Paramount Plus is now available in the retailing giant's Walmart Plus membership program. This is something we talked about recently as well. Paramount Plus is the rebranded version of what was previously called CBS All Access, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. And that's about it. So, what do we think about this? Do we think that this is real? I guess I gave my kind of take on it already. So let's start at the bottom with Nick. What do you think? Do you think Showtime's going to be shuttered?
Nick, you're a bottom, just in case you didn't know.
I don't know if this is going to happen this soon, or if it does, it does. But I will say this is absolutely inevitable. There's way too many streaming services, and you've already seen a few mergers happen with a few networks. You're going to see that happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if in the next few years it gets sped up, and before you know it, it's going to come down to a centralized version of streaming where you're going to have 5 networks, maybe 10, and you have and each network has all the 5 to 10 previous streaming services merged with said network. So yeah, we're gonna have a merger of networks to come. If this doesn't happen now, it will definitely happen later. I don't see Showtime having this big future in the streaming games.
Script.
What?
Do you believe this? Do you think this is happening, or do you think it's just bullshit?
No idea.
In other words, he wasn't paying attention.
That's correct.
Well, and that's okay. Let me help him out. I think that Reed Hastings is correct and his co-CEO over at Netflix are correct. I think that streaming is about to overtake linear television permanently. It's already overtaken it temporarily in various different ways. And I think that the addition of the ad tech that they're adding to the streaming services is also changing everything. I fully expect, like Nick was talking about, I fully expect that 5 to 10 years, 10 years at most, you'll essentially have almost no linear television to speak of. I think you'll still have the diginets that carry the local programming and syndication stuff and everything like that. So don't get me wrong.
Taco Bell will win in the streaming wars. You're right.
Yeah. I think we're done. I think that we've already come up on the 50-50 prospect, and we're about to hit we're beyond the tipping point. That's probably the best way to describe it. So you're also going to have a lot of these entities collapse in on themselves. So, the consolidation, which is what this is describing, not only is inevitable, but it's absolutely imperative for these entities to do this, because I don't believe they can survive otherwise. I believe that they will run into financial issues that they cannot overcome, especially going into what will likely be a global recession, the likes of which we haven't seen in a long time. So I strongly suspect that linear television will not cease to exist, but have almost no relevance in 5 to 10 years. So that's the answer I have.
70s?
Yeah, the one thing I noticed, I think it did mention in there, and there are other articles about it in Variety and other places, is that not in the US, like in Europe, Sky and Showtime partner to deliver services in non-Paramount Plus countries, which is quite a few of them, and they're still rolling those out, branded as Sky Showtime. So the name itself may not go away globally. It may just be, eventually that may happen, but they seem to be rolling out in many countries, still using the name Showtime for their packages. So could be a lengthy death, if it's a death.
I don't know about that. The reason I don't know about that is because right now the EU and a lot of other foreign countries are going out of their way to try to make it possible for these streaming services to operate. A lot of it comes down to, and correct me if I'm wrong, Script, it's going to be licensing deals that they'll have to renegotiate, and a lot of them have already been done.
Yeah, everything. Anytime there's ever a new transition or a merger or something, all licensing contracts have to be revised.
Yeah, I just noticed that the Sky Showtime package is available in Europe. The content that is currently Paramount Plus elsewhere will be on Showtime. So,
yeah, and you're going to see those deals sunset, especially as they start to move these entities together. It's not uncommon for, like, during the process of doing business, for there to be clauses in contracts that actually have, transitionary language, or transitional language in them that will allow for them to change, over time what the structure of the deal is, or allow for it to be renegotiated. That's especially, again, over the course of doing business, like something like this, because let's face it, Orion had some deals in place when it evaporated that they obviously had not yet fulfilled. So anyway.
Indeed.
And I killed it.
Well said, Culture.
You always kill it.
I killed it. I killed my sale. And that's what I
did.
I killed the conversation. I slayed it.
Oh,
I'm not dead.
Everybody in the audience is like asleep now. Now I understand why the 6-minute daily was
anybody who can figure out what that's from. Just kidding.
That was
Everybody
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy.
I'll send you $5, 6. All right. So yeah, 6. Did you have anything to say about Showtime? Are you a fan? Do you think it's gone? What's up?
Yeah, I pretty much I just want to echo what both Script Doctor and Culture said. Meaning I wasn't listening, and a whole bunch of words that I
You're not
understand.
echoing me. Huh,
were you talking?
Yes.
Yeah. What I was just listening to the accent. I don't.
Are you Scottish, Canadian? What are you exactly? I'm trying to figure out what you are.
All she can hear is the
and I just see this leprechaun dancing in my head.
I'm born in Scotland, but live in Canada. So,
and are any of those choices that you would have had if you would have made
No, I had another choice for a while, but unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. So,
all right.
It's when I lived in Texas, but there you go. Never mind. I'm still interested. Now, even though I don't live there, I'm still interested in what goes on over in Europe in these areas. And Sky is still a big player over there. I'm not sure whether Sky is its own company or whether it's owned by somebody else. But they both are a content maker and a deliverer, so they've got quite a lot to do in the rest of the world. Nothing in North America.
Interestingly enough, BBC programming could dry up very quickly without the TV license, which might be good for Europe.
That would be a good thing, I think.
There's been a number of networks that have started and failed in the UK over the last decade because the BBC just outcompeted them solely for that TV license.
Yeah, the BBC cannot exist without the license because they're
free money.
Yeah, their programming is not good. They will occasionally have a hit. I mean, we get them here in the States. When it's a good show, we get to see it. When it's a bad show, we don't care.
And increasingly, it's bad, so you won't be seeing many of them now. There was a time where the BBC could sell a lot of product abroad.
I watched one great BBC show, and it freaking rules.
Right now?
Yeah, straight up, man. It's from the BBC. It's called Bluey. It's a children's cartoon, and it's freaking amazing, dude. I highly recommend it. It's so good that even my girlfriend and I watch it, and when the children are sleeping, it's so funny. It's this family of dogs, Australian dogs, and they just have these wholesome, like, everyday, slice of life adventures, and they got these funny little slick jokes that they have for the parents who enjoy it too, and yeah, kids and adults can enjoy it equally. I highly recommend Bluey.
Interesting. So they've got one show right now that's good. They used to make such great comedies, great dramas.
In fact, I think I'm going to go try and get Bluey right now.
You should. It's probably one of the last shows that actually has a nuclear family involved.
You're going to get Bluey.
No, 6 didn't even laugh at that one. She must be gone.
Well, yeah. So for all of her faults, and I'm going to say this, and people can throw rocks at me because somebody said Killing Eve in the chat.
I finally can throw rocks at you. Yes.
For all of Six's faults?
No. Phoebe Waller-Bridge actually wrote a decent show, at least for the first season, called Fleabag, which I did not realize was her personal story.
What are you talking about? I told you about this 2 years ago.
I know.
And it's actually, I don't think it's a very good show at all, actually. I think it's kind of...
I know you and I disagreed on that too. But I thought the first season was okay. And
if you think that's a good show, I have a Phoebe Waller-Bridge to sell you.
I said it was okay.
Oh, that deserves this. Where is my button?
Oh,
Delayed reaction.
It doesn't matter. It's still worth it.
But she is one of the people responsible for the adaptation of Killing Eve, to my understanding.
Okay, she is. But Carillion Rogue in the chat has pointed out that Bluey is made by the Australian Broadcasting Corporation and is just broadcast in Britain by the BBC.
So made by ABC, yeah.
Exactly. So they don't even have one good show.
No,
they stole it from the Australians.
Yeah, White Knight actually got that comment first, to be honest with you.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Oh my goodness, Gonzalo Bergali dropped 5 Midnight's Edge After Dark memberships on the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, please switch your chat to live chat from Top Chat and accept the opportunity to become a member of this incredible channel.
And they've been gobbled up already.
We've already got 5 takers.
Elvis, Read by Nature, White Knight, Southern Belle, and The Cheese Factor.
I just like how everyone in the chat eventually is going to have a member.
I know, I love it. Turn the names green, baby. Make them green.
I'll never have a member. I am not going through that surgery.
Oh my God, the member.
I was going to say, Culture's just going to be gasping with all the cock in front of
Oh my God, the member. I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit off topic, but does anyone here have
Polly wants a gift from Culture.
Yeah. Does anyone here have an extremely new Samsung TV? Because Samsung TV Plus, they appear to be giving it away with newer models.
You know what they also give away?
Yeah.
Spyware, baby. They spy on you. They have a microphone that listens to you. Good time.
You can take those out, you know.
I'll go to work.
But yeah, they appear to be offering 200 plus live TV channels and thousands of free movies and on demand. So I don't know. I mean, I've never looked at the content, but
hey, you know what? If you can figure out how to disable the listening to you microphone,
go
to work, baby.
Well, a screwdriver usually does the job.
Yeah, I know. Little vodka and orange juice always helps.
Yeah. But yeah, that's another. Somebody's tackling the issue from a different angle. There's a hardware provider also providing some free content as a hook to get you into buying their hardware.
Hey, the hook brings you back.
Yeah.
I ain't telling you no lies.
Indeed. As for the quality of it, I don't know. I can see Nick stuff on it. I can see it mentions Paramount.
Nick, your stuff is available on Samsung, dude.
Your junk is available, Nick.
My junk is available on Samsung.
Because the hook brings you back.
Robert Austin says is a member
I
chat.
ain't telling you no lie. What?
Robert Osland, a 2-month member, is a maximum puppy dude, says, shout out to the people dropping memberships. I agree.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for reading that out loud before I had a chance to post it in chat.
Yeah,
hey,
the chat.
I got it covered. Not only that, we got more super chats up there.
That was sarcasm.
She wants it on the screen, though. That's why.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, 6. You know what? I'm going to go back to my little corner.
Planner Aspect, sorry I'm late, but the 5th gen fighters are Su-57s. The F-35 is only in the film on the aircraft carrier. Love your script. Money for lights. Well, thank you.
Well, sorry, Planner, but unless you've spoken with David Mayer or Jeremy Hindle, they were not allowed to use Russian aircrafts in Top Gun. They had to modify U.S. ones, and they did that specifically because they cannot point finger at what country was the enemy, as they did in the first Top Gun. It has to be implied or for the audience to infer. So, sorry. Listen, if they did use Su-57s, Russia would have a fit, a huge fit. But
it could mean war.
Well, it could just mean like, a hack, like what happened to Sony with the North Korea.
Yeah, perhaps Tom's Russian friend has some comments on that.
We are not Russian bots. I don't know what you're talking about. This is not true, but if you need a friend, I can hook you up.
But do you have an Su-57 though?
Yeah, because I heard that from the very mouths of those guys on a Zoom call. And they may be wrong, but that's what they conveyed to everybody else there. Was what
we have a picture of one.
Aircraft modified.
I don't know if it's real.
Could be like the Second World War, lots of fake airfields with fake aircraft.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Man, and not only that, I'm like, man, obviously my internet provider's having issues. We just lost our DNS service again, so. Yay! Sorry.
It's all good.
I mean, I've had some DNS issues recently. I've tried changing servers several times, but there's been a bit of a lag in searching for certain things, and DNS errors coming back no matter which servers I use. So.
Yeah.
Nikki D has an interesting question here.
Oh, wow. So if I disappear, it's because of massive storms.
Is that what that big noise is right now? Is rain hitting your ceiling?
Raindrops keeps falling on my
hardcore. Nikki D says, if Quentin Tarantino directed a Jurassic Park movie, what would the final product be like? What actors would be cast? Well, of course, Samuel Jackson would probably play the same role he played in the original.
I would root for Sam.
Uma Thurman would have been playing what's her face Ellie instead.
I don't know if he'd go back to Uma Thurman. I think he'd grab Matthew Modine because nobody remembers that he still acts anymore. And that's what Tarantino would do.
For the guy, maybe
get Steve Buscemi in there just for fun.
Yeah,
that'd be Nedry probably.
Man, that'd be great. Good one, Culture.
That's who he'd probably pick to play Nedry and put him in a fat suit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be fucking hilarious though.
You'd get Julia Roberts.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Remember, he would go after actors that
Brad Pitt would probably play
years ago, and then not so much in it now.
Well, except for Brad Pitt would be playing Ian Malcolm.
You could probably pull Travolta in. I mean, there's a lot of.
I see him making Brad Pitt play Ian Malcolm.
You think so? Who would be?
Because he loves Brad Pitt.
But who would be Dr. Nutbar, scientist, math guy? Goldblum. Who'd be Goldblum's part?
That's what I just said.
Who?
Brad Pitt would play that role instead.
No.
Yes, because that's the way Quentin Tarantino thinks.
Yeah, but you make him the dinosaur doctor dude.
That's what
Dr. Dude.
No. He's not. No. Quentin would cast him in the Ian Malcolm role because to him, Brad Pitt is cool.
Brad Pitt is cool. All right, so who do you get to be Dr. Dinosaur Dude?
You mean Matthew Modine? We already said that.
Lizzo.
No. Oh.
Madsen? Like, what else is he going to pick?
I don't know.
Like, script is right. He's going to pick some, he's going to pick some, at least half the roles. He's going to fill at least 2 or 3 of the main ones with older actors who don't get noticed anymore.
Somebody in the chat suggested Nick Cage.
Yes.
Be a good choice. Nick Cage.
I'm a dinosaur preserver.
See
what a raptor will do to you.
I think
Nick Cage would be the hunter, the guy that says clever
the
girl.
Australian guy.
You've bred raptors. Clever girl. Run, you fool.
He would cast humans as dinosaurs, I think, though. There wouldn't be any actual dinosaurs. That's what I would do.
John Travolta would play the T-Rex. Oh my God, it's totally raining out here. Where's my food?
Yeah. No, they don't have to be women, though. So it would be, you can get Lizzo as the T-Rex.
Lizzo would be one of the dinosaurs, yeah.
Maybe the Triceratops that's sick.
You can take me home and pretend I'm a girl all night long. Wait, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Oh, my God.
I can't believe we're trying to cast this. I can't believe
cast it. Script's written the script already in the last 10 minutes.
The thing was, is Samuel L. Jackson was already perfectly cast in that film.
I know
right?
you couldn't change him. You have to just leave him there.
Yeah, he's already cast perfectly. The only difference is to be like, instead of I'm sick of this hacker shit, he'd be like, motherfucking Nedry and his fucking hacker shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, Velociraptor, what?
Yeah. Say one more time. Say it again. I dare you.
It's not what gets his fucking raptors to shut the fuck up.
Why would he turn all the other fences off? It doesn't make sense. He just scream every line instead. That's be the only difference.
I'd see it.
Maybe he'd make Michael Keaton instead of maybe he'd bring back. Well, Michael already had his comeback, so never mind. Who else is deserving of a comeback though that hasn't really had one? Matthew Modine was a good choice script. Like I could see him casting Matthew Modine. That's a Tarantino cast right there.
Yeah, totally.
Oh shit. Who's another one from that era who has not really done much lately though? Yeah.
Well, they're just stuck in like character work or like they're doing tons of small little things that we'll never get to see because God knows they won't.
Well, it's like Robert Forster. He brought him back from the dead, basically. I mean,
Robert Forster actually kind of semi-retired.
Yeah, he was like just doing B
Jackie
movies
Brown.
and shit.
Tim Allen had to beg him for years to come do his show because he just wasn't really interested too much.
Maybe you could get Gene Hackman to come out of retirement.
That would be cool with that.
One last movie.
He could play Hammond. Yeah, an island full of dinosaurs. They could be interested.
Who's going to play because it has to be diverse. Who's going to play the gay dinosaur? The Megasaurus. Oh, I'm probably going to get banned for that joke. Sorry.
Christian Slater. There's another one good read by. And you know what? There's a connection.
Well, he's doing a lot of TV right now. So.
He is, but I could see Tarantino giving him a shot back at the big screen again because
Tarantino would grab Slater for a Star Trek film.
Exactly. Like, he would for anybody that was in basically anybody that was in True Romance. I'm sure he would work with again. Like that's why he loves Brad Pitt was because of True Romance. Because he said that was everybody's favorite character in the screening. He's like, every time we'd show Brad Pitt, the laughter would get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Really, not Gary Oldman's?
No, he said he was the favorite character. He's like, every time we cut back to him, the audience would just cheer and laugh. They loved him. And you got to remember, this is before Brad Pitt was huge.
It was right on the cusp of it.
Yeah, right on the cusp of it. But he was playing that stoner dude where every time somebody would come to the door and he'd be like, they're not here. You know? And it kept amping up to the point where at the end of the movie, you literally got a whole group of mob guys there at the house. And he's just like sitting there telling them where to go and shit. But yeah, that was their favorite character in all the screenings, he said, was the Brad Pitt character. So that's why I think he keeps bringing him back for shit. So
you could get Steven Seagal. He could play a big,
big
dinosaur. Though. He could play a huge dinosaur.
Oh, like God, he could play one of the brontosauruses.
Well, then if you add Steven Seagal, you need to have the poster big Steven Seagal is, and it's the movie title. Steven Seagal is Jurassic Park. I can't see that because I love those Steven Seagal movie posters like Steven Seagal is above the law. Steven Seagal is under siege.
I could see him using Danny in some place in there. Like one of the park guys or something, maybe.
I would love it. I mean, Danny's one of my favorite character actors.
Danny would be like the lawyer.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know what's be cool is if he put like Danny and Cheech together or something like that.
That'd be so good.
Yeah. He's good at that kind of stuff. That's the thing. It'd be hilarious though. I'd love to see it. It'd be 10 times better than any of the sequels we got, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But we spent too long on that. Thank you though, Nikki D. That was a very interesting question, and thank you for the donation here. Nicholas Horton says Sky TV here in the UK has every streaming service included in their package now. Still no HBO Max though yet. Culture, do you think they ever will make nice with that, or do you think HBO is going to try and fly solo as much as possible?
Okay. My answer a year ago would have been different than it is now. So let's just be clear. Zaslav is going to play ball. I'm just It's just the way it is. He believes that there is room to sell to other people, and I think that he may do that. I mean, the guy, that's just the way he's wired. He's like, just make sure we get paid. That's the most famous quote that he's had in the last year. Just make sure we get paid.
Yeah, I could see him getting Kevin Sorbo maybe.
With that means that, yes, I believe that they could actually become part of somebody else's thing. Yes, the deepfake, I actually linked in the chat here, private chat back.
Did you hear about the deepfake? Asked Cosmic Planes, done on the Little Mermaid trailer, making her redhead and white. The guy posted it on Twitter, and he promised to do the whole movie when it comes out, and his account was just banned today. I heard about this. This is why I'm reluctant to show it, Culture.
Oh, so that's the thing that flooded my Twitter feed where they claimed it was China did that.
They didn't.
Yeah. And I even think somebody was trying to pin it on Ryan Cannell, too, at one point, I think. But
wish I could be
whiter than this.
Wow.
That sounds like something out of Chasing Amy.
I would like to say that I am not associated with Tom Connors at this point.
Okay, Zach.
Wait, if they banned his account, why can I watch the video on Twitter?
I think people have shared it otherwise.
Oh.
The original guy, I think, is what
okay.
Culture meant. I want to be where the people are, whiter than they are down here in the water.
Again, I am not associated with.
I'm doing parody, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's answered me yet, though, on whether or not this movie actually leaked out. I keep hearing that it leaked out already.
I know nothing.
I don't
or are people just fucking with Disney trying to get them in an uproar?
No. Yes, I have heard that and seen reports from reputable sources that this film is out there.
I'm not going to try and find out.
Culture, have you seen the movie?
I have not.
Yet.
Ariel, listen to me.
Is it out? You mean this remake is out already?
Stop eating my sesame cakes.
Melanin is a mess.
This is all part of the marketing strategy now.
It's better than anything they got up there.
We know the marketing strategy is that they want to create these accusations, so therefore I wouldn't put it past Disney to have created the deepfake themselves.
Like, it did not leak.
It did not leak on my life.
It did not leak on my life.
I want to be
where the people are. I want to see. Want to see them dancing.
Tom, you and I need to do a duet someday. How about Ebony and Ivory?
What is a fire? Why does it? What's the word? Burn. Is it my turn? Where babies burp and flowers bloom.
I think The Girl Is Mine would be a better choice. One of you could be Michael Jackson. One of you could be Paul McCartney.
Mine. Yes, she's mine.
Wait. No. There's
don't waste your time.
There's some really great. There's some really great duets like
all the girls I loved before.
Whoa, it's Willie though.
Traveled in and out my door.
He's not wrong. Willie sounds like a little old lady.
Backdoor.
I'm glad they came along.
Dude, coming in my back door.
What an iconic duo, Willie Nelson and Near Death.
Jack White says he has an 85-inch Samsung TV, bigger than mine, that I am currently playing Fallout 4 on.
I bet that looks really good.
You know what, Jack White, do you know what I love about Fallout 4? That is adult Legos, because you can build your own like little communities, your settlements. It's good time.
Are you trying to segregate things?
Yes.
And you said I was racist. Robert Oslin, member for 2 months at the maximum effort puppy level, says shout out to the people dropping memberships. Thank you so much, Robert. We appreciate that.
Vertical Horizons. It just works.
It just works. ActionCom says, speaking of Quentin, Who saw the movie Bullet Train? I did not, but I heard it was decent.
Not yet.
Me. It's good.
But I will.
It's good.
Is it better than Top Gun 2?
The evil chick dies. Yay!
I can't believe he just ignored your question.
What happened now?
Half the things I've said tonight, I've been like, is this thing on?
What did you say?
I respawn when you talked.
When you hear me.
Did somebody just
you
say
may
something?
be muted then, evidently.
Tommy, can you hear
or
me?
are you getting talked over by culture, probably?
And are you okay?
Tommy, can you
Kenny, are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, how do if I click on the microphone that's on Culture's picture, does that mute him?
Yes.
I plead the fifth.
And if I click on this?
I definitely plead the fifth.
Okay, got it.
Uh-oh.
Got it.
You should put culture in the middle.
So the question, culture, was: Is Bullet Train
back up here?
Is Bullet Train better than Top Gun 2?
Fuck no.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for him to say, "Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here."
So isn't there a super big 4K Steelbook Top Gun?
Oh, I sent him what I call the Father's Day edition. I sent him the thing for it.
Doesn't that look good? Does that not look good?
All right, I want to see it, and I want to come.
Okay, the Father's Day edition of Top Gun. Hang on, I'll get a picture.
It is looking
Father's
good.
Day edition. I need.
That's what I've been dubbing it. Yes.
I need this.
It's going to be the mother of all Father's Days.
It is.
It's going to be the
mother of all Father's
Days.
It's be the father of all Father's Day.
Speaking of Brad Pitt.
Look at him go. Oh my god.
That is the cream free.
You know what?
It has a box and everything.
Wouldn't it be great to have a bigger? Wouldn't it be great to have a big enough house to just lay it out like that permanently?
Dude.
Well, it's actually
goodness. I sign me up.
It's not cheap.
How much
I
is
want
it?
this now.
How much?
I
It
don't
is
care now.
$139. It's the number one
care
bestseller
now.
For two fucking movies.
I want it
Forget
It's
now.
not bad. That's
It's
worth
not
it.
Don't care how. I want it now.
You know what's worse is it comes out a month and 6 days after the other release.
I don't care.
Now y'all can see my shopping cart.
I wonder if there's like a photo book collection that has like all the volleyball scenes together, like a compilation.
I just watch
of all the
prices
volleyball
on
shots.
things.
I'm like, hey,
I do want
You think
Max
it
Headroom.
smells
though.
like? You think it smells like Tom Cruise?
It probably does.
good.
What does Tom Cruise smell like?
Lavender.
Berries and lavender? Or
Sex
is
and
it,
masculinity.
is it pine and Old Spice?
He smells of sweat on the beach.
He's old enough to wear Old Spice.
I wear Old Spice.
For some reason, I picture him smelling like piney Old
He
Spice.
smells like Mad Martigan.
Yeah.
Red Party. No, I thought it probably smells like sweaty men at the beach playing football.
Men. Pilgrim Media says, "Can I get a remake of Doctor Strangelove?" No, never touch Doctor
Just
Strangelove.
make a new movie that is
similar,
with
just not
similar
the same.
concept. Yeah, similar concept that could be influenced by Doctor Strange.
I think there should be a rule that Kubrick should never be touched.
No, you should never be allowed to touch Kubrick.
Nope.
Yeah, because you'd have to dig him up first. That's terrible.
That too.
That's
and it's
horrible.
gross.
Yeah.
Without consent, that's assault.
Without consent, that's assault, brother. Action Com says, "Hey, culture, how's Lake Mead these days?"
Oh my God, it is so critically low that it's almost below the threshold where they can generate power.
Uh-oh.
The lake's maximum capacity is 1,200 foot. They cannot generate power when it reaches 1,000 foot. That's critically low. It was really close. It was 1,024 foot very, very recently for the dam. Down below the dam, which is where Lake Mead is, it is incredibly low. The Overton area is completely. I don't think it's been that low for a very, very long time. Probably since they were filling it. In fact, no. Since they were filling it. In fact, the recent news reports put it in just an absolutely critical state. They're using less than 30, or I should say 30% less power from the dam right now than normal. The effects on the surrounding states have been incredible as far as water goes. It is not good. Yeah. I don't know necessarily about whether or not it could crumble based on the way that it was built, but I do know that this is really bad. I've never seen MEAD this low in my lifetime. I don't think anybody has, again, since it's been filled. So it's only gotten lower. MEAD's only gotten lower since the last time.
That serious news moment there.
Sorry.
But MEAD's gotten higher. Midnight Sedge After Dark MEAD. So everybody smash that like button.
We drink DDT. Pilgrim Media says you guys and girls are on double secret probation.
Growing up, I think we all kind of drank DDT, didn't we?
I think Pilgrim Media's name should be Dean Wormer.
Tang?
Well, that's why that was what caused the tang in it. I heard 6.
What you could eat handfuls of DDT and it wouldn't hurt you. Nothing wrong with that stuff.
It'll make you sick eventually, I think. I'm sure. Give you cancers of some types. Nikki D says, do you guys think Brie Larson will continue to play Captain Marvel for a long run? I don't know. Does anybody want me to? I don't know. I really don't know. Do you want me to?
I watched that so many times. It made me happy to see her uncomfortable and unhappy.
6. I don't think we've gotten your direct response to that. Being a woman, from a woman's point of view.
Whoa.
That's what kind of
I know, but what kind of emotions is she emoting with that? Because I know how women are when they say shit.
Oh, butthurt.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Passive aggressive. Butthurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pissed.
And did you see the thing this morning that I told you about?
Somebody's not getting fucked tonight.
To be fair, she's probably collecting cobwebs for years now.
That is one of the funniest jokes in Drop Dead Fred.
What happened now?
You never seen Drop Dead Fred?
Yeah, I remember.
Where he's like rolling around on the floor and then he ends up between Phoebe Cates' mom's legs and he goes, "Oh my god, cobwebs."
That's not nice.
That was hilarious. I even got it as a kid. Marcus, I'm gonna fuck this name up. Marcus Stoopfarer had brought up some information about Lord of the Rings, and we're going to get into
Lord of the Rings.
The Rings. Reviews are up for Rings of Power on Amazon Germany, 3.4 stars, but it still seems fake. The top positive review only has only 4 stars, 55 upvotes. The top negative review has 1 star and over 14,000 upvotes. On Amazon Germany, 3.4 star rating for Rings of Power. And just for comparison, Police Academy 7, which is the worst of the bunch, has 4.5 stars. Interesting. Now, it's funny you bring that up because we got a report here that was brought to my attention by George the Giant Slayer himself. Himself.
Sloth? What's a sloth?
Shush. According to John Trent, Prime Video is accused of buying praise for Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
No way. That never could happen.
They're pulling a Terry Silver?
Oh!
Man can't breathe.
You have to watch this Cobra Kai season 5 to fully understand that reference. So go.
Man can't see, can't fight. Man can't hear, he can't fight. Anyway, Prime Video and Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power is being accused of buying praise from Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings YouTubers and influencers after the show has received positive critic reviews despite massive negative reviews from viewers. Not only has the show seen massive negative reviews from viewers, but Amazon announced a change to their review system that was confirmed by a Prime Video representative to a Variety, who reported that Prime Video quietly introduced a 72-hour delay, which we learned was a lot longer than that, for all users' reviews posted on Prime Video. The reviews are also then evaluated to determine whether it's genuine or forgery by a bot, troll, or other breed of digital goblin. And who gets to decide this anyway?
Wait, can I just say this?
Yeah.
No bots can be involved in this. You have to actually have watched the series to leave.
I was going to say, I'm sure, yeah.
So fuck those guys.
Anyhow, moving on. Now YouTuber George the Giant Slayer posits that Prime Video has been buying praise from Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings YouTubers. He first points to numbers influencers Prime Video used in an attempt to hype the show when they flew them to a castle in Morocco. I can't say it. Morocco? Is that how you say it?
Mallorca.
It's a bunch of malarkey. To view its first official trailer for the series. Next, George points out numbers influencers repeating the same talking points after meeting with the show's showrunner McKay and Payne at an event in London. However, the most damning evidence comes from YouTuber Hello Future Me, who polled his subscribers back in August asking whether he should take sponsorship from Amazon for a video on Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, when it premieres. The YouTuber asked, "How do you feel about me taking sponsorship from Amazon for my video on Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power when it premieres? If they don't get any say in what I say, I'm conflicted. It's free money for a video I was going to do anyway, but I really don't want to be seen as Amazon shill at all." Although he's saying that he didn't have to, he wasn't being influenced in any way, according to this. But then he's also worried about being seen as a shill.
So he was anticipating liking it then. If he was going to be taking the money and then he could say whatever he wanted, and he was anticipating he was going to like it, then people might see him as a shill.
That's one way of looking at it, I suppose. Here's the actual poll here for proof, I guess. He followed that post up sharing an email he sent to Amazon that notes if he does indeed do a video, Amazon has no veto power over what I say in regards to commentary. This will actually make the video more authentic and make my audience more likely to trust my thoughts on the show.
How does it make it more authentic than any other video?
Hello, Mr. Future. Hello, Future Me notes that after sending this email, Prime Video ghosted him. Amazon ghosted me as soon as I said they couldn't pay me to control what I say about Rings of Power. Not a good look. I'm genuinely excited for House of Dragon, though.
But how are they controlling him if they wouldn't have any control over what he said?
They're not, but he's presenting the idea, and he said it himself. They're not, but as soon as he said something about it, they ghosted him. So,
well, but I think he's coming back at them kind of aggressively because he's saying, Amazon, you're not going to control what I say. Well, they already made the offer that we're not going to control what you say. So why? I don't take the money and say what you want. What would you do, Tom? Culture, what would you guys do?
Ethically, I wouldn't take the money.
Why?
Just because it goes against our policy of who we decide we allowed to advertise on our videos, because we will not allow them to have any influence over our reporting like that.
But how would they influence you if you were allowed to say what you want and you still get to keep the money?
Is that true, though? They claim that then.
See, if they send me the email with the offer, I'd be like, okay, but I'm telling them how much you paid me and that you're asking me to say this.
And that's kind of what happened here, it sounds like, and then they ghosted him after that, is what it's.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I would do.
That's what it looks like he did here. He sent an email, looks like.
I wouldn't take it.
As soon as I said they couldn't pay me to control the Rings of Power, not a good look. I'm genuinely excited for House of Dragon, though. He said, just checking to see if you got my email and see your thoughts in the below questions. Number one, when you say reviewing, reacting to the show title, does this refer to episode 1, Ring of Power? Number two, you have put the live date on September 2nd, which is the date it airs. However, if I'm to do a breakdown, I will need a few days to write, film, edit a video. My audience will actually get behind, say, by the 6th. Does this work for you? If I'm to do this, then Amazon has no veto power over what I say in regards to commentary. This will actually make the video more authentic and make my audience more likely to trust my thoughts on the show. Does this work for you? So actually, if he's asking that, then did it actually say that in the initial? That's where I'm asking. It must.
You would have to see the context of the actual email he was sent or the communication he was sent.
And then it says, is it possible to attain rights to use clips? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, for this thing here, for him to ask that, like...
That brings a question into play.
That's what I'm saying, too, and without seeing the original, you're right, because he had claimed that it sounded like he was claiming initially that they already pointed that out.
But
see, he says here, the way he's saying it, maybe it is a question. He's like, if they don't get any say, maybe he doesn't know yet.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I think is going on.
Maybe they just did like a broad email sending out to different YouTubers asking if they were interested in.
I would have said, sure thing, I'll review it, but you don't have to pay me, and I'll say whatever I want. Because
that's going to happen anyway.
Right. I mean, exactly. My concern always is whether or not what I'm doing is ethical. Right? Can what I say is it disingenuous in a way that it's not ethical? Is it disingenuous in a way that I'm aware of? Is it disingenuous? I don't want to be disingenuous. I have this problem when it comes to these types of things. I think that if you're a paid reviewer, but you're not paid by the people that are producing the material, that's fine. In fact, in a lot of ways, I think that's how critics used to operate. The problem is now critics are contaminated because they work for a media company that's parent company is producing the material that they're critical of, which means you have a problem.
Well, I'd say this is a red flag to begin with. Whoa, who do we lose?
70s.
70s had to run.
He's probably
got dinner. He got to go get dinner. Okay. Thank you for being here, 70s. I appreciate it, brother. Sorry we didn't give you an out there. Check out his channel if you haven't already. I'm sure one of the mods in the chat will share it for us.
And this is, Rob Altus asked the right question here. He says, in what world is paying for positive reviews?
I was just going to get to this because this right here is a red fucking flag from a reviewer, from a critic. If somebody were to ask me to take money, I would say no for that very fucking reason. If they want to send me a copy of the movie early, fine. That's a totally different story.
You know what?
Now, once you start getting into goodie bags and shit like that, that's to me, that's the same kind of thing here.
Well,
I would say emotional blackmail. It's emotional blackmail. Like it may look, it is.
Okay,
because
on
you're
one
saying,
level it
you
is.
gotta do this, and then we'll reward you all these things, and it toys with your emotions. It's totally.
Well, to answer one of Six's question from before, if he were to take the money and give it an actual review that he was honest about, and let's just say for the sake of argument, it happened to be somewhat negative. If he does not have permission to do that in the original deal with Amazon, they could come back and sue him if they're expecting a good review out of him. See, that's the problem. Now, the optics of it, they probably wouldn't, but that's not the point. What they ended up doing is just ghosting him because they seen him as a problem because he's already leaking shit that they probably didn't want out there.
Well, so I'll be transparent for a minute. I've had opportunities to go to events where they give you swag bags, those types of things. I've never, talked about.
That's a little different too than actual money changing hands, but at the same time.
Well, I don't know some of the values.
Because usually when something, my point is this: is when there's usually money changing hands, there's some type of contract involved. If you go to an event and you get handed a goodie bag, there's usually not a contract involved.
I wasn't there in the position at that point in time to actually go out and do reviews or anything anybody would see, read, or
that's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna have a hard time tracing your ass down or trying to come back and get the goodie bag from you.
Well, they're not gonna. That's not what they'll do. What they do, and this is how Access Media works, Tom, is they won't bring you back in the future.
Well, that's why these critics are afraid to give these things bad reviews. That I know, especially when it comes to Disney and certain things at that level. That's obvious, right? We've seen that across the board.
Yeah, and Joey actually just delineated what it is. They're trading future potential invites.
Yeah,
there's that too.
Yeah,
but
Disney is infamous for this. There is a group of influencers that live and thrive on Disney's access. So this is no different. Amazon's doing exactly the same machinations.
Okay, well, let's keep going here because there's more to this. No, you're fine. George the Giant Slayer commented on this revelation saying, trust is hard earned, but once you lose it, it almost never comes back. This is not a good look for Amazon Prime Rings of Power, but it's to be expected. They knew exactly what they had. He continued, and that's why over the last few weeks, you're getting this entire avalanche, this cataclysm of articles that are coming out and attacking not only the fellowship, but not only the fans, but they're attacking the professor. They're calling him racist. Yep, I've showed some of those.
Now they're going even worse now with the
and honestly, at this point, I would just say check out George's video. It sounds like here, because I mean that sounds like where a lot of this has come up to. But at this point, I'm not surprised at all.
That clip at the bottom, that sci-fi clip, I remember that. That was from March of 2019. It was where they were trying to. It was one of those things where they're trying to say, "Oh, we don't chill.
Everybody
we don't
in our
chill."
industry occasionally has to play softball.
Oh, this is the one
Occasionally
about
has
Captain
to,
Marvel and Star Wars.
You know, look the other way.
Well,
a little bit.
it's
Everybody
about
has to do
Hollywood
it.
in general.
which
But
one
yeah,
is
we
it?
use
Media.
in the sense that,
Bad,
you
or-
know, I hated a movie, but I won't say that I hated the movie, or an actor behaved a sort of way, and you don't want to, you know, put it out there that happened.
Right, because you might not get the next review.
Right.
Next
So
gig.
to some
Okay.
degree, everybody in our industry that is a part of this quote unquote access media has to sort of decide which battles they want to pick.
And then there was another one like this.
Keywords, everybody.
And there was another one that it might even been in the same. Let me see here. As I say, that we paired with it.
It's one thing if it was one or two critics, you're like, okay, we know who to spot. But when you're saying everybody to some degree, that's a giant red flag because you don't know who you can trust, period.
Well, there was one from a reviewer who was talking about The Last Jedi review specifically, and I paired that with that at one point, and I can't find it. But I'd say somebody might have put it in the same thread here.
If I recall, Tom, didn't Jeremy and the Geeks and Gamers crew used to know Lucasfilm many moons ago, but then the reviews came out for Last Jedi and they stopped having that access?
I think they had some access at that time.
Yeah, they had some, and then all of a sudden the reviews came out for Last Jedi, and then they had not been in.
Well, and we don't get offered a lot of things once in a great while, but some other YouTubers do, which is surprising. But we are on so many shit lists that they don't offer us nothing. And I shit you not on that, because there's some other YouTubers I'm just like, how the fuck did they get offered that, but we didn't? But it's like, all right, whatever. You know, I'm not gonna be pissy about it or nothing, but that's just it. It's like, you know, even when I got, you know, like the deal with Bill and Ted, people were calling me a shill over that. It's like, no, I pursued that myself. I didn't get offered shit. In fact, it wasn't until I actually started pushing so hard that it come to a point where I almost had to see the movie before, because the whole they wanted me to talk about it, and I'm like, well, I haven't seen the fucking movie yet, obviously. And then the only thing I got out of it was I got to see the movie early, and that was just because Edward Sullivan, who I'd been somewhat friends with, you know, whatever you want to call it, acquaintances for the last couple of years, put me in touch with their team, and all they did was just send me the screener info, and that was it. I didn't get nothing else special out of it.
Nope.
The interview was already pre-set up way before any of that shit. So it wasn't even like, you know, you get this for doing this or any of that kind of deal at all. And again, my point is that even then, if they would have been like, well, we'll give you this for a positive review, I'd have been like, no. And at that point, we would have cut it off. Right. And there's plenty of interviews, and Andre's brought it up, where we've said no to them because they won't allow us to ask them certain things too.
Yeah.
Right. Because we'll pretty much interview anybody, but if we're going to sit here and be basically jerking ourselves off and giving them a puff piece, that's not what's going to happen.
Well,
sorry.
And that's why I respect like Film Threat and, you know, and Chris Gore so much. Is dude's not afraid to tell you the truth about.
Well, and Chris is lucky he's been around forever, right? Because if he were to start now, nobody would be giving him the time of day, probably.
Oh, that's true.
But
that's
honestly,
the thing, because he's more honest about how he feels.
Yeah, the fact that he can speak honestly and they still bring him in, it would be conspicuous if he stopped getting access to stuff. It'd be something he could
exactly my point. And that's where I don't believe this whole idea of him being a shill. Just because he likes She-Hulk, big deal. He's been too honest about too many other things.
I truly believe he likes it, and I truly believe that by the end he'll hate it.
Latino Slant's throwing like shade at him right now in the chat.
She-Shill, that's funny.
Jeremiah Embry says, I won't let you guys know that a bunch of Disney employees just got arrested for that thing. I can't believe they let you write it. And sex trafficking. Yeah, I saw that. And it was also a bunch of school teachers. I saw this whole thing that you're talking about here in Florida. Yeah. Which is interesting.
Yep. Every once in a while, I go on a tangent that destroys my channel growth. That talks about stuff like that.
Tim Hayes has been a member for 12 months, a year at the minimum ever puppy level. Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tim.
We'll give you this. Since it's Tuesday.
Man, I'm hungry now. Why did you do that?
I want your taco flavored kisses.
I got tacos coming, culture.
Oh, now you're making me hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Micah J
I'm hungry too.
says, "Learn the Art of Shill" by Kevin Smith. Yes.
You know,
that's his next book. I bet that would be hilarious.
I always even when I was more fond of Kevin Smith, I wouldn't say I thought he was a shill, but I definitely thought, okay, he definitely favors these things a lot easier. But the day he said, "I don't believe in such thing as a bad comic book movie," that's when I'm like, okay, he is officially compromised. And he
especially for 20 years, you talked about tons of bad comic book movies.
Oh, I know. And now he says, "I don't believe that there's a such thing as a bad one." And I do remember him even way back in 2003 when he praised the Ben Affleck Daredevil. I actually kind of remember the words. It was something along the lines of I really enjoyed it. They nailed the tone of the character.
Of course he was going to say that because it was loosely based on shit that he had shit to do with, and he was in the son of a bitch.
Yeah, he had a cameo. And then
not only that, he didn't even see the movie that was released theatrically. He saw a different cut.
Yeah, he probably saw that R-rated, something closer to the R-rated cut we saw or whatever. Yeah.
No, I've met Kevin Smith a few times. Yeah, he has completely done an about face since he started working with CW and had his heart attack and everything. He's not the same man anymore. He tries to be.
Bills to pay. I can respect that to a point. I just can't respect the way he's treated us.
Ooh, some of the testimony today. Oh,
on what?
No, the Twitter whistleblower. Some of the testimony.
Oh yeah,
today.
Isn't that funny how they went into this thing kicking and screaming, and now they're practically begging him to buy it? It's hilarious. Rob Altus says he's been a member for 15 months. He says, "Hi, I've been a member longer." Yes, you have. You said longer member.
I can't wait to hear how many bots are actually on Twitter. I can't wait to hear that percentage.
Dude, that intelligence officer was 80%. I was like, oh shit.
Wasn't that kind of what you were saying earlier? Was they are hoping he buys it now so they can get out of this whole thing?
Yeah, they're trying to run away from this fast. I don't know. Go ahead, Script.
Dude, if it is 80%, I am going to be laughing so hard.
Well, this is going to open the floodgates for all kinds of laws.
Twitter's going to be so quiet after they're all removed.
It's going to be beautiful. But with that, speaking of beauty, we had a beauty of a show today, thanks to Six keeping things going for most of it. Thank God. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to have done the show today because I would have been out of commission for at least another hour or so after the show started.
Yeah, and poor Mikey, he's sick.
And poor Mikey's on his deathbed. So send Mikey all the love.
The last thing we heard from Mikey, I think, in his super chat was he said he was flat on his back. So maybe he's feeling better, if you know what I mean.
And now they got a visitor.
Look, the testimony today from that security guy is going to be the thing.
He's
Sorry,
like,
the chat's still talking about it.
I'm ready for my sponge bath now.
Oh, another 5 member subscriptions given by Gonzalo Bergali.
Well, let's Six actually post it this time, maybe.
Gonzalo's unleashing the members.
Hey,
go ahead, Script. Or go ahead. Sorry, Script. Go ahead, Culture.
Now you know how I feel. I do that all the time, don't I?
Oh shit! I got a gift too. Damn it! I mean,
there you go, Grand Admiral. Adam is gifted one. We've got member chats. Wow, that's unfortunate.
I didn't click on anything.
Mecha J was gifted it. Moons of Madness was gifted it, and Initial Power D was gifted it. Wow, thank you so very much, Gonzalo Bergali.
Like there's one left, I guess.
You keep the lights on here, baby. Let your lights shine down. We need one more. One more.
Heaven, let your light shine down. Well, Paul, I wish you would have been here a little sooner. I'd have sent you the link, but we're just wrapping up, actually.
Maestro Chateau.
But if you're free tomorrow morning, you can feel free to hop on the show.
It's a historic event.
It's our 300th episode. That is right.
Woo! Historic event.
We dropped a video just before the show. If you haven't seen it yet, Go check it out in 5 minutes. Speaking of Chato, Latino Slant drops Chato Challenges Hollywood. Pauly reacts. So check that out on Latino Slant.
Wait, Pauly did something?
Pauly did something.
Okay.
And with that, Nick Weiser, you got something coming up in about how long here?
In less than 50 minutes. Toxic Tuesday, and we are doing the Midnight Run tonight. A very underrated classic. It's nice doing these lesser known flicks like your Black Rains and your Midnight Runs. It's nice to say, hey, this is why this movie is cool. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. A great movie with Robert De Niro and Charles I get his last name wrong. I'm gonna butcher it, but Grodin. But his character is John Mardukas is absolutely excellent. So please come hang out with us. It's gonna be fun and it's gonna be huge. So
dude was a master of the straight man. I mean, every role. Dude was a master. Of the
What's funny is I heard he was almost nearly as neurotic in real life as he was in half of his.
No way.
Yeah.
Imagine my
like. In fact, I heard the closest to his real life character. You ever seen the movie Hearts and Souls?
Yeah,
I've heard that was the closest to what he was like in most in real life.
Oh,
I believe it.
Script. Script. I got to ask you that question that I asked you a little while ago. Did you see the State and Maine? The film State and Maine?
I don't think so. I can't recall it.
It's based on a Mammoth play.
I mean, I know about the Mammoth play. I just don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, the film's very good, this sucks that I forget the guy's name, but you know oh man, he died recently. He was in the thing that Jennifer Lawrence was complaining about, that where she was the heroine thing.
Are you talking about Christopher Plummer?
No, the Hunger Games. She was in. No. He was younger than that. Gosh, I hate that I forget that guy's name.
Go look it up. We got
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
Oh, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah.
He's the lead in that, right? It's really good. You give it a shot. I think you'll enjoy it. It's really close to the play.
Okay, Culture. That's all the time you had to plug your stuff. So you got like 2 or 3 seconds to plug the rest of your things now.
I have a channel and stuff. Check it out.
Did you do a do-it-yourself video today?
No. Usually that's Wednesday.
Well, I thought you said you were dropping that earlier. When did you?
No, okay, so here's the problem, right? So, like, I recorded a video. It didn't have any audio. I didn't know that. This is once a month right now. I recorded a video. It had no audio. I said it to Grant.
Been there. I've been.
I'm guilty too.
1:40 in the morning. Grant sends me a chat that I did not see because I was subconscious. Well, unconscious. Whatever those. I'm not awake. So he sends me that. And I don't know that the video has no audio. So this morning I'm like getting ready to do the 6-minute daily. I look at the chat. It says no audio. And I'm like, no bueno. So I re-recorded it this morning and edited it myself so that I could put it up on my main channel. So yeah.
But we should all go watch it and judge your editing skills.
Judge it. Yeah, actually I put it in it's in a new format that I call low tier.
Guilty.
Check it out.
Low tier.
Guilty.
Yeah. Low tier. I'm trying to become Jeremy from The Quartering, so I need a low tier.
Choice is yours, Drill.
Thing, where I just like put up an article. You know what, Nick? I've seen this face before, my friend. I don't know if you know who I am.
It's the thinker.
I see tacos.
Are you sitting on a toilet right now, Nick?
No, because you guys would. No, I see tacos. I see the.
You will bow down before me, Jarrell.
Did your lady bring you some tacos?
Both you.
Yeah. Anyway, check it out.
There is.
I almost spilled water all over my desk. I hope everybody has a great night. This was a fun stream. It was a good time.
Hey, me chat. Come hang out for Toxic Tuesday so we can talk Midnight Run. Then we see you Thursday, and then after that, I see you Sunday. Cheers.
How many more times are you going to promote this thing? Good Lord.
Let him promote it. Script Doctor, you going to do anything recently that you want to plug?
Soon.
Soon or recently or done anything?
Someday something will happen.
Okay. That sounds good. Someday something is going to happen and you might be there to see it.
I'm sorry, like part of the reason why I was late today is I was just writing a script. So I lost
That's a good thing though. That means you're working and that's a good thing. So we're not going to knock you for that. So I'm sure Script will do something at some point here.
He will. By the way, because I like the fact that he break dances now.
Actually, I know what Script's going to be doing Thursday. I believe Paulie's trying to put together a Cobra Kai panel. So
when?
I think Thursday.
Ooh.
So maybe Script will be on that. So.
You know what? I'm trying to arrange my life so I can make that. So, but
go ahead.
I'm going to stop talking because I was going to. But today was the first time I put a 4K video up on Culture Casino.
Ooh.
Yay. Big
4K.
Oh, and I also have a short coming out. You can see my shorts.
I don't want to see your short.
His short comes out.
Sure, you want to see Tom's shorts, but you don't want to see my shorts?
No, because my shorts are cool like Cobra Kai shorts.
You guys are so mean to me.
And shorts about Cobra Kai.
His shorts strike hard.
Yes, they do.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
No mercy.
Unzip it.
Oh, Six, are you going to be doing anything?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to be backstage tomorrow on Midnight's Edge in the morning, episode number 300.
Yay.
We're going to celebrate and talk about some stuff. And so, yeah, I just put the link for Midnight's Edge. Make sure you're subscribed. Go double check that you've got notifications on. And
make sure you're subscribed and bell rung here too.
It's a pretty cool milestone.
Thank you.
Number 300.
Go watch it, guys.
300 uninterrupted shows.
Yeah. No holiday got in the way ever.
Yay!
And in just a few moments,
the reason Tom can't go on vacation.
Nope.
I work in healthcare. A holiday is like any other fucking day.
I know.
So.
Well, that's like actually, you want to know why? That's why I adjusted to this so easily, Six, because my mom has been in healthcare like most of my life, so it's like I'm used to not having a normal holiday.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does suck though, but once in a while you just kind of used to it. So with that though, we're gonna
wait. Real quick because we're wrapping. We're wrapping. Wait. I just released a short just now.
I didn't get a notification.
Hey, excuse me. Nada. Are you doing dishes? I hope so.
You stole my video, you dick. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't get a notification. I just released a short. If you want to check out my shorts.
I didn't get a notification.
It should have been out like an hour ago.
Did they send out notifications for shorts?
I don't think they do. They must not. All right. Well, Paulie's got his video premiering, so I'm going to wrap this up now. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Toxic Tuesday tonight or not, Nick, but I'm going to try and hop in. If not, for sure next week. I'm not going to spoil what movie it is already, but I will be there for sure.
I can't wait for next week's
if I remember what next week's flick is. But
I put it in the private chat.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm pretty sure I'll be there. Yes, of course I'll be there.
I want to be where the people are.
No, Culture.
You.
Stop.
Stop.
All right. I'm trying to end the show.
Don't stop. Sorry.
Don't stop believing.
Oh, I thought you were going to go, don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
Don't stop. That's actually one of Fleetwood Mac's worst fucking songs.
It will soon be here.
That is like one of their worst songs. I mean,
it's still a catchy song, though.
It is, but it's like one of their like. It doesn't even sound like a Fleetwood Mac song.
Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone.
Oh my god!
It sounds like a song that like the Carpenters wrote for him or some shit, and they're like, "Oh, this is too peppy for us. Give it to Fleetwood Mac." It's like.
Maybe the Captain and Tennille didn't have the cash.
Yeah, Captain and Tennille didn't have the cash. And, Love will keep us together. Yeah, exactly. And then
love will keep us alive.
Now you're definitely gonna get us in trouble because that's the fucking Eagles.
Don Henley's gonna come after
you.
He'll
come after us. Joe Walsh will not fuck around.
Yeah,
he will not fuck around. He will go all sorts of Rocky Mountain way all over your ass.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain Oyster.
No, Rocky Mountain way.
Yeah,
been so lonely, Rocky Mountain way, but man now.
All right, Guys,
Oh,
I gotta
yeah.
go eat
I'm not the only one who
tacos.
doesn't
On
know
a
that song.
dark desert highway.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
Nick Weiss has got
Let's end
tacos
the
deep before
stream
tacos.
now.
Night, kids. We love
Yes.
you.